Oh man, this is getting good. Okay, we are a week away from the Oscars. We've talked about leading roles, actor in a supporting role, actress in a leading role. We've also talked about the best movie. We talked about directing. I think one of the things we haven't talked about is makeup and hairstyling. Let's talk a little bit about that. We have nominees: A Different Man, Emilia Perez, Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked. And since she's going with it, I'm gonna let Janelle go first.
Ooh, makeup and hairstyling. Ooh,
Yeah.
I would have to lean. Hmm. I
Ah.
I want to lean maybe more towards the substance. I know, like Nosferatu. I mean, ooh, it's really going to be depending on what they really are going to be looking at. Because Wicked, I feel like everything is a little too vanilla as far as makeup and hairstyling. And when you compare them to some of the other movies, I will say, like, again, even yeah, I maybe the substance.
Tony?
I think it's very easily the substance here, and I'm happy because we don't know how many awards it's going to win. Demi is obviously going to be up for that as well, but I think this is one where it's the clear and obvious choice, the substance.
I actually believe Nosferatu. I like Nosferatu, and I think A Different Man's going to be up in there too. Seriously. All right. This is Tony's favorite category.
Oh, oh.
Music, original score. So it's The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and Wild Robot. Tony, I'm gonna let you go first because you love music.
I do love a great original score. For me, the best score of the year is Conclave. Now, I know it didn't hit for everybody as hard. I think The Brutalist ends up winning this award, and deservedly so. It's a great score. The one that doesn't belong here is Wicked. I'm not sure how that was able to be included when Dune Part 2 isn't. That doesn't make any sense to me. This is, obviously a stage adaptation, and Dune Part 2 reuses a lot of the same cues and musical notes from the first film. So, but for me, with what's available, I want to see Conclave win, but I think the Brutalist takes it.
Janelle?
I agree. I like Volker. I think he has a very distinct sound. And yeah, I would like to see him win it. Yeah, I don't see how Wicked made it in at all, but
I agree with you. How did Wicked get in there? But who knows what's going on with the Academy. Okay, you guys are talking about Volker. I kind of like Amelia Perez. I kind of like that original score. That was kind of fun for me. So we'll have to wait and see. Tony, you got a remark. Go ahead. You want to say it? Go ahead.
I think with all the backlash and negativity surrounding this, I think it is going to take an effect on almost every category. The voting has ended just these past few days ago. It ended. So I think the fact that it's probably a lot of people waited until the end to watch a lot of things from what it sounds like. And I think just too much drama here is going to take Jacques Audiard's Amelia Perez out of it. I think Zoe still wins. I don't think that goes anywhere, but I think that could be its only win of the evening.
All right. Speaking of music, original song. So the nominees are El Mal, The Journey, Like a Bird, Mi Camino, and Never Too Late. Tony.
Again, with the Amelia Perez backlash, El Mal should be the winner here. But I have this weird suspicion that Diane Warren's going to finally get what she's been wanting for these last 25 years and actually win an Academy Award.
Janelle.
I'm not really sure. Like Tony said, with Amelia Perez being kind of taken out, at this point, it's anybody, like it's pretty hard to predict who's going to take it.
Yeah, El Mal. And then Never Too Late. I kind of like that. I think that's pretty good too. Some of the other production design. Let's talk about production design a little bit. And I'm going to start everything off. The nominees are The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked. And I got to go with production design. I'm going to have to say Nosferatu. That's what did it for me. Nosferatu. Janelle?
I'm probably going to have to go with Wicked on this one. The production design for adapting from, from stage to screen is pretty top notch.
Tony?
I mean, the guilds have awarded different films here, so there really is no precursor, no front runner. I think Nosferatu is going to take it here in the end. I think it's going to be very close. I think it's between Nosferatu and Wicked. I think Nosferatu just pulls ahead in the end.
Speaking of which, let's talk about visual effects. And the nominees are Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, going on right now in DC, and Wicked. Chanel.
I'd like Better Man, but I mean, I'm hoping that Dune 2 takes every category. I mean, even any category that they can. I think it's a highly overlooked movie for this award season. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I like Better Man too, but I think Dune is going to do it. Dune Part Two. Tony?
Dune Part Two should definitely take it here. I think we can all remember that opening sequence to seeing those enemy soldiers essentially floating through the air, seamless, look beautiful. And this studios are not going to release this quality of movie anymore that early in the year because it gets forgotten about.
And we've been talking about the Oscars, but the last thing we're going to talk about, since she's a pretty good expert in her area, Janelle, how do you think the Cardinals are going to do this year?
I don't think that they'll make the wild card, but I wouldn't be surprised to see 85, 89 wins out of them.
Are you going to a few games this year?
I try to go to every weekday afternoon game that I can.
Tony?
I'm not as optimistic. I think we're looking at 75 to 80. I don't think it's going to be a dumpster fire by any means, but there's just not enough there rotation wise. I'm by no means the expert Janelle is in this, so don't take for what I said. But I don't see enough there. I think that Arenado still gets shot pretty heavily, and if there's a deal on the table, I think Mo is going to pull the trigger and not really worried about the return and just move along. So I don't have a lot of hope here. I think the city is kind of with me on that. I don't think it's going to be something where I've seen some people saying 60 wins. I don't think it's going to be anything near that, but I don't see this team sniffing a playoff spot.
I'm not even going to touch it because I'm not a Cardinal fan. So, folks, that's it. We will see you next week. And remember, a week away from the Oscars. Have a great weekend.
Please don't stop watching because he just said what he just said.